All right, well, I've had to get over my fear of heights by force here because this is probably the sketchiest thing I've ever done. But we are currently the majority of the way up to Wheeler Peak in the Carson National Forest, the highest mountain in New Mexico. You see that headlamp over there. Looks like maybe Will and Ryan stopped to chat a little bit. Will, of course, did the Thompson Peak Glorietta Baldy hike with me. Ryan, friend of Will's, new friend to me, I guess. Cool guys. So it was their idea to do this trip. Of course, I couldn't say no. It seems awesome. So yeah, it's like 6 o'clock. There's no way we're making it to the summit in time for sunrise, but hopefully we'll make it not too long after. Will and Ryan still down there. I think they're having a little bit of a dialectic about the Cirque. That's ostensibly the plan for today, is to do this whole Western Cirque. I'm definitely glad to be doing it with them. They are both way more experienced than I am. Not that I don't have experience of tree line, doing alpine hiking and stuff, but I am certainly not an expert when it comes to class 3 type stuff, so class 3 and higher. So it's definitely cool to be doing it. Some guys who are more experienced, especially because I have a pretty bad fear of heights. I don't know if I've said that. I am very acrophobic, so. But you gotta face your fears, test your limits. So best as I can make out, Ryan's right there. Will is right there. Well, it's about the time that sunrise is supposed to be, though I won't know for sure until we hit the peak. I would tell by the light pattern on the clouds that sun is indeed above the horizon somewhere. You can see down there Will and Ryan. I know Will's not feeling great for a different reason other than he's hiking up a mountain, so that's probably why they're back there. You see some campers down there. It's a nice campsite. But the Williams Lake Basin is definitely a popular area. You see Gold Hill and that Gavilan 12-217 traverse I did back in July. Man, I love it up here. Beautiful. I think we're gonna head the peak to ourselves unless somebody got a real early start, or potentially coming from the Horseshoe Lake side. About 250 feet from the top, probably. Definitely missing the sunrise, but that's all right because it's pretty incredibly beautiful anyway. Man, aside from religious exhortations and profanity, and I guess what I'm saying right now, I'm sort of at a loss for words. This is just beautiful. Like I said, not too much to say about this view. It is just amazing, these low clouds. I mean, we didn't make it for sunrise. Like, we didn't see the sun crest over the horizon, but we had a lot of weather recently, and this is like exactly what I was hoping for. Man, it looks like there's even snow on the top of San Antonio Mountain. I don't know if you see it behind me, but the Moreno Valley is just completely cloud-ridden. The Valle Vidal is cloud-ridden. We're way above it. Extremely gracious to be here right now, and admittedly a little intimidated looking at the ridgeline we'd have to follow to complete this Cirque. But hey, I'm glad I'm with more experienced people. But there, can't see him, kind of lost sight of him. Oh, actually, I see Ryan. Ryan wanted to hit Mount Walter. So Mount Walter, technically the second highest peak in New Mexico, but one that most people wouldn't count. It's only got like 40 feet of prominence or something. But standing right here on Wheeler Peak, there are only, 6 other points in New Mexico that are higher than 13,000 feet. Mount Walter, one of them. Old Mike Peak, another. And then cross the low-lying mountains over there. To the Truchas group, you've got 4 peaks over there. Out of all those peaks, only 3 are like official ranked peaks. North Truchas, Wheeler, and Truchas. So, hey, but yeah, I'm just going to appreciate this view some more. We're heading over to Simpson right now. The traverse from Simpson to Bighorn's looking a little more doable. Still fun. We're getting hit with this mist now. It's about 7:15 in the a.m. Bright and early.
Actually, it's not a very impressive peak from this angle.
We are atop Mount Simpson. Sorry, yeah. Should give a heads up. Doing this interesting looking traverse. We'll see what's up.
Hey, shippy. It's always sketchy.
Just came from up there. Not really as bad as it looks on the way down anyway, but you got to be careful, but it looks much rougher than it is. I'm not going to say it's a cakewalk from here, but hopefully the worst is done. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, well, I've had to get over my fear of heights by force here because this is probably the sketchiest thing I've ever done. Simpson up there. Man, that was a wild downhill. I don't think we're going to go back the way we came. That was crazy. This is Taos Pueblo land right here. Heck yeah. Looks mostly class 1 to Bighorn. Okay, well, that's it. We bagged Fairchild. It was really difficult. It's probably an hour and a half of hiking to go like, I don't know, half a mile. There's a lot of scrambling and exposure. Definitely the hardest thing I've done. Let's take a look at what this traverse between Bighorn, if I said Fairchild, I meant Bighorn. Let's look at the Bighorn Fairchild traverse. Definitely doesn't look as bad, or at least as long as this Fairchild traverse was. So I feel pretty good about it. Problem is, we're starting to get to the point of the day where monsoon may start up. It's about, say, 9 o'clock, 9:30. So feasibly within the next couple hours, we could get some thunderheads building up, and we gotta kind of have an escape route. Just looking at it, I think last time they did these peaks, they went down that shoulder. So that might be what we have to do if things start looking bad. These clouds I don't think are thunderclouds. This is just the moisture from all the rain we've gotten building up in the valleys and making its way to the rest of the state.
Are you planning your out right now? I'm thinking about it. Dude.
So that's Fairchild in front of us. You can see this is the way down. Doesn't look too bad from this angle. What I'm worried about is those clouds. We've been getting the moisture from the valleys, but that's looking a little big. And so we'll have to kind of reassess as we get down there. This is probably our emergency out. It looks good from this angle, but we'll get a better idea when we get down there. Oh yeah. So we crested out here. We're on the summit ridge of Fairchild Peak. And you know, the weather has us a little weirded out. All our weather apps are showing like 0%. There's nothing suggestive or indicative of monsoon patterns, knock on wood. It's a lot of clouds, but as you saw in the earlier shots, tons of moisture in the valleys, and that should all just be rising as the weather warms up. And on top of that too, what causes monsoon is generally really warm days that lead to violently precipitous storms and lightning, lots of churning. It's not really supposed to be like that. And so much moisture was dumped in these mountains the last couple days. I'm very much inclined to think that the weather apps are right. But if you do enough hiking in New Mexico, you're really conditioned to see these clouds develop and skedaddle. And so it's fighting a lot of our instincts to keep going. And I think we're gonna, speaking of those instincts, I think we're going to listen to them and probably bail out of this Cirque route right below here. I mean, Will's also not feeling well. We definitely all wanted to do this peak. Nobody pressured anybody as far as I can tell. But I don't think any of us were like gung-ho about it with the way the storms were looking. So here we go. It's like 11 o'clock, by the way. I mean, that's something I admittedly did not appreciate, did not take account of, is the amount of time all that class 3 climbing would take. Heck yeah. Lake Fork Peak, baby. Sorry, Fairchild Peak, baby. Lake Fork Peak's over there. So one day in the future, I'd love to come back, take the ski area up, and knock out Kachina and Lake Fork Peak. But I feel super happy with what we did. So my understanding is that we're going to go down this shoulder and drop back into the Williams Lake Valley. This is Vallecito Mountain out there. The twin Pueblo Peaks on Taos Pueblo land, like everything here to the south is. Speaking of which, this is August 21st. And on August 22nd, they kind of close all these trails off out of respect for the Taos Pueblo, because they do some ceremonies there. They're very significant, and they don't want people snooping. But extremely grateful to be up here. Grateful the weather's held out this long. I'm hoping that it stays clear on the way down. I mean, I don't even know if I have the energy to complete this Cirque. That's so much more climbing right there. But I'm so grateful to be up here. Thanks for joining me, guys.
And last time we kind of went on the side of this one, but maybe we'll just go down.
Well, while this is not the sketchiest thing we've done all day, I would say that the sketch to adrenaline ratio is the highest here. This isn't very much fun. It's just sort of miserable. That's what we just came down. It's been raining pretty much on and off since Williams Lake. Williams Lake during daytime on a weekend was pretty par for the course. There were at least 3 underdressed women filming TikToks. People camped essentially on the trail. So yeah, par for the course, but this is an awesome trip. So I'm grateful to Will and Ryan for letting me tag along. And man, I cannot wait to eat some food, take a nap, take a shower, and lift these legs up. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this epic and awesome hike. See you later.